All right, everybody, welcome back to the Stocks and Sandals podcast. Super excited to have a guest with us today, our first guest episode. We have Amar with us, Amar of Trades on Twitter and Discord, and he's an exclusive Stock Dads analyst as well, and one of Ace's former students. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that. So welcome, Amar.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, yeah.
Yeah, so as many people watching may know, you're exclusive with us now. You were in a bunch of different servers, similar story to Ace, where we find the best of the best, in my opinion, and I go out and grab them, and you're exclusive with us, so now your alerts and your education and your analysis and all that kind of stuff can only be found in our Discord. That's exciting, so welcome to the Stock Dads team.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start by, let's get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't even know you super well yet. I mean, I know how awesome of a trader you are, and I know your work, but personally, we're just starting to get to know each other. So yeah, start off, I guess, by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So my name is Amar, or Amar of Trades on social media. 20.
It's not alerts Amar?
No.
Okay.
We rebranded.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And happened to go Ace of Trades, Amar of Trades. Now we're maybe.
I have one S and he has three, so.
So it's not. Yeah, it's different.
If I'm not mistaken, 3 is more than 1, so 3 must be better.
Or 1 is better than 3.
Yeah. Who wins the race? Number one.
We can put that in the comments below, guys. Let us know.
1.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So tell us about your background and who you are.
For sure. Yeah, so 27 years old. Moved to America in 2004, so when I was a baby, 9 years old. Been in New York and Pennsylvania around that time. And then a few years ago, got into the stock market, as everyone that's watching pretty much their story is going to be. When COVID hit, needed something to do, needed to learn a new skill. That's how I got into stocks, learned how to do options. And the main thing I focus on is just day trading and scalping. It's a little about my backstory in trading. Other than that, it's just Amar, 27-year-old, living in upstate New York. Love my sports, love the Giants, love Miami Heat. And I've been doing a little bit of more cricket recently, so all my cricket lovers.
Interesting. Yeah. Can you, you can play, is there places to play cricket?
Yeah, there's a lot of, in upstate we have like a whole big league, like 16 teams come together in the summer.
I wouldn't even know where to find a place to play cricket around here. I'm sure
there's a big community
That's the one
up
that
there.
Looks like a flat baseball bat. Is that
Yeah.
Okay,
so it's
cool.
2 pitches and you play. It's really fun. Yeah. So been doing that in my free time in the summer. Other than that, I ride motorcycles. I haven't for the past year, but I'm gonna get back to it in the summer. I think me and Ace will do some sort of.
I've been begging him, guys, for him to ride along with me. And he just sold his bike. I'm so pissed about that.
I think I'm gonna get it back next summer and let's do a trip.
Deal. I'm gonna hold you up to that.
Let's do it.
You guys heard it here. It's on camera.
Yeah, it's on camera now. He can't run away from me. But what's your upbringing like, man? Like, did you go to school?
Yes. So, like I said, I moved in 2004 with the family. Went to middle school here, high school. Went to SUNY Brockport. Shout out to SUNY. Got my bachelor's in marketing.
Nice.
Yeah. And then, like I said, when I graduated, the whole COVID thing hit. Needed something to do, and that's when learned how to do trade. And now, pretty much main income is through trading.
Did you know that I went to Brockport?
No way.
For a year, my freshman year, I went to Brockport.
Oh my god!
Yeah, isn't that weird?
God, yeah.
You guys want to know something insane? Me too.
No, you didn't.
I definitely not.
My freshman year I went to Brockport, and then I ended up transferring to Indiana Wesleyan. It was a fun year. It's a good school.
Yeah, it's a good party school.
That's
There's nothing else to do over there than just.
That's one of the reasons why I transferred. I'm not much of a partier, but I kind of just was sitting there all the time twiddling my thumbs. But that's cool to hear. So, you mentioned that you learned how to trade back when COVID hit, know, and again, like you said, that's when a lot of people got started because it's like, the market's crashing. Everybody's thinking, oh, this is probably a good opportunity to learn how to do this stuff.
Right.
So I guess, what was your first experience with the stock market? Like, how did you get in? Did you just start buying crap? Did you go to YouTube? What was that like?
Right. So, I mean, I've been investing into these big blue chips, ever since I started working when I was 16. But when COVID hit, I needed something to do, and then like everyone else, probably like scrolling through TikTok, and you see Ace of Trades showing off these massive gains, and so I'm like, why can't I do this? So I joined a Discord, was following Ace, and like deposited some money, and a few days later, that money turns into zero. Put in a little bit more money. Not on Ace. Not on Ace. We'll get to the Ace part. We'll get to the Ace part. So this kept happening constantly. So I was like, what am I doing wrong, right? So I messaged Ace, be like, hey, brother, I know you probably don't want to hear about, can we get together into a class or something to talk about that? So me and Ace, kind guy he is, got into a class with me. We talked about like what a stock market is, what an option is. That's what I should have been doing in the first place, is learning. So we did a couple of classes together. I started to learn, started to practice, took more classes with him, and then slowly, as the months progressed, got a little bit better, and then eventually I'm into a spot now where I can trade for income.
Not only that, is it not true that you just became full-time?
Yeah.
So he's now a full-time trader, guys. What were you doing before this?
Verizon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you just selling phones?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know, but a lot of times I would be just like and take a bathroom break and, trade on my phone. You'll remember those days.
I remember those days.
I'd be in VC on mute, and sometimes I wasn't on mute, and I was just talking and giving a pitch of phones to customers. And it's like,
yep, you can get 10 gigabytes.
Shut up,
Making bank while you fill the tank, on the toilet a little bit.
Yeah, so I promised myself after I have at least 6 months to a year of income saved up where we can... Emergency fund. Nice. We're very important. I'll look to trade full time. And then
that's huge. That's huge. It's funny you said you reached out to Ace and he, replied to you.
Yeah.
To me, like, that's something I've never heard of before.
It's a running joke that I don't answer DMs. My friends list, like pending friends, is ridiculous. Like, I can scroll forever through that list.
Yeah.
I do not respond to anyone. Like, my mother could be inside my DMs. She's not getting a response.
You wouldn't know,
at all.
Yeah, so no. Well, first of all, it's a miracle that you got him, to answer your DM. So that's So that's a great first step towards a life of success, because you already overcame the biggest hurdle, which is talking to Ace. But no, that's really cool. So you reached out to Ace and you kind of wanted to just dive in a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
What did that look like? What was that process like with the two of you?
So anytime anyone talks to me and they're like, oh, how did you learn? How did you do that? I'm like, biggest thing I did was have a mentor, which was Ace. Right. He pretty much where I am right now is because of him.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. He's given me a lot of opportunities. You remember the Spartans, right? Back in the old day? Yeah. That's where it all began. But yeah, it was pretty much me reaching out to him, him teaching me the steps. And then the biggest thing that people need to do is like, yes, you have a mentor, but you need to like take it upon yourself to learn afterwards also, right? So back testing, taking some other, like looking at YouTube videos of other strategies, putting that into your strategy, but still having someone to back on and rely on. In my case, Ace, just to have a few questions answered once in a while. Huge help. So like I said, yes, I take credit for like learning and doing this myself.
Of course, it was all you at the end of the day, right?
It's all me. But those stepping stones Ace gave, and I used it to climb further and further up.
He gave you a kickstart, yeah. He gave you a helping hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Big thank you to you, Ace.
No, I appreciate it. I think it's hilarious, though, that we haven't stepped into the whole... You were a regular member.
I was hoping we would avoid this.
You were trying to avoid this the whole point. But I'm going to throw up some on the screen right now, guys. And these were the DMs between me and Amar. He would flood my DMs with the whole members. Are we still in this play? How many contracts are we buying? Did you stop loss out? What do you think about triple Q at this point? What are we going to do about X, Y, and Z? My DMs were flooded by Amar, just like any regular member would ask the questions. And to me, asking questions is necessary.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's how you learn at the end of the day. So you were asking all the right questions, and it's necessary for all these people to do so. That way you get to understand the processes behind it.
Yeah.
Right? So I love it. and it's such a humble beginning because we still have those messages to date. And sometimes I'll just be like, guys, look at this, and I'll throw Amar's DMs inside a chat.
Right. I think the biggest thing people need to do is just to invest in themselves. Right. That's what I did with you. Right. I reached out, invested in myself, learning myself, because we don't know if Discord is going to be here tomorrow. Right. We don't know if Ace is going to trade the rest of his life. I wanted to do this myself, right? I wanted to make that $100,000-$200,000 a month, right? So that's where I invested in myself, got myself a mentor, and I'm in a place where I can, do this full time.
I love that.
It's awesome. So you started as a regular member, just like all of our Discord. Yeah, like an annoying one at that, right? We get a lot of, DMs and support tickets asking those questions, and now 3 years later, you're a full-time trader doing it on your own. You're also good enough to where, in my opinion, the top Discord in the world has now brought you on as an exclusive analyst. And now you're getting paid.
Yes,
now you're not only getting paid by yourself from your trading, but you're also monetizing your skills and getting paid by me to provide value for other people.
Right.
It's like, what a amazing, that's like the craziest success story, like in 3 years. Like, so all of our members and people who are interested in like learning this stuff, like that's how quickly, 3 years isn't quick either, really. Like I say quick, but like in the grand scheme of things, it is kind of quick, but it's still 3 years of grinding and learning and failing and, succeeding and failing again and all that kind of stuff. So tell us about like, your, I guess we talk about the ups and the downs. What were some of the downs? What did those look like for you in the beginning? Like, how did you fight through the hard parts of learning how to become a full-time trader?
Like everyone's gonna say losing money, right? It's never easy to lose money. It doesn't matter what you put in your mouth. Oh yeah, this is the money I can afford to lose. But it's still your money that you're losing. That was the hardest part to get over, is like you're losing. But I told myself, when I start this, the first year, all I want to do is just learn and be break even, or even have a small loss rather than blowing my portfolio, because that's telling me I'm improving, right? From blowing up accounts to just staying break even, and learning as much as I can, right? Being in VC with Ace, asking him questions, why is entering, right? It might get a little annoying, right? But as soon as the more and more you learn, you don't have to keep asking those questions, right? You can start doing it yourself. And the biggest challenge, the mental, is just having the right mindset. Right. There's a lot of times where it's like, okay, I've lost $1,000. Am I really built for this? Right. Do I really want to go into a job again, save up money, put into my portfolio, and start all over? Right. Then, as the more you learn, the more you practice, the more gains you start to see. It becomes easier and easier. Your skills get refined. And then you get to a point where you can do this, and you tell yourself you can do this, and just follow through with it. Right.
That's awesome.
I think he touched on a really good point, guys, and it's that one initial $1,000, right?
Right.
And I speak about it to all my students at the end of the day. Everyone always thinks this is an amount I'm comfortable losing, right? They don't realize though. They're like, I lost it. I blew up my port. I'm gonna put in another $1,000 because that's what I can afford to lose. They don't realize that cycle just keeps going and going and going. Next thing you know, you're $20,000 in the hole. Could you have afforded to lose $20,000? Most likely, no. And then now they find themselves in this rat hole, digging it, right? Where they're trying to get out from that grave, and they're just making it deeper and deeper and deeper, right? And now they're like, now what do I do? How can I make back $50,000,
right?
$40,000, whatever it may be for each person? But that's very difficult. And now that's as if trading wasn't hard enough with psychology. You just made it so much harder for yourself to get out of that.
Yep.
So the number one thing that Amar took out of that was, how can I make sure that I can be break even? Because that's a win by itself. How can I make sure I can consistently do this day in and day out to actually stay disciplined and just follow the rules? From that point on, the money will follow. So kudos to you, man, because that's a huge win.
Thank you.
Of course.
I think that's where a lot of traders fail, is that going off of his point, it's just like trying to dig yourself out of a hole, right? Why not give yourself the time to learn just to stay break even, and then you're constantly break even, and you can start making $10, $20 a day, then you're making that constantly, then you can compound more and more, and then next thing you know,
yeah,
this whole time.
Yeah, what I've noticed with a lot of our members, because I'm always watching the chats, and I'm admittedly a terrible trader myself, and it's just not like my thing. I'm full board,
he will be taking my mastermind, guys. Do not worry.
I'm gonna be good, and we're gonna follow that process. But you guys will be able to finally someday watch me become a good trader. But what I do see a lot of people doing is they neglect that, like, acceptance that they're gonna have to put in some work. They can't just follow alerts and signals. Like they join thinking, okay, well, we provide these awesome ideas and stuff like that, but that's really, at the end of the day, all they should be is ideas, right? They should be used as validation for their own ideas, or to help them with the research process, like to save them time. It shouldn't be this hand holding mama bird chewing up the the food and spitting it in their mouth for them. It's like, you took the time, you asked the questions, you put in the work, you read the books, you got your screen time, you practiced on the charts, you took the time, you took the mastermind, you invested in yourself, and it paid off. Right? A lot of people say they jump in and they just totally try and skip that part, like you said, Ace, and they just keep refilling their account thinking someday it's just going to click, when they're not doing anything different. And we all know, like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Right. And it just doesn't work like that. So that is one of the biggest things that I'm learning, and what I'm excited when I start to actually try and learn is, like, I feel like I'm learning from a lot of other people's mistakes before I make them. Well, I kind of made them myself, but already I just haven't had a ton of time to trade. But, like, investing in that work is just not... Every single trader that I've talked to, none of them have skipped that step.
Right.
So, like, that's the common thread. And I also see so many people talking about, again, it's the skills that come with trading, but those are all learnable, right? But the one thing that it also sets successful from not successful is the psychology. And we're going to harp on that all the time. And I think a lot of people that watch this podcast are like, oh, trading psychology, we get it. But you really don't get it until you get it, because we harp on it for a reason, and it's harped on by every good trader out there, because that really is, like, the biggest issue 100%. And the hardest thing to overcome.
100%. If you can control that mind, you can control that psychology. That's half the battle right there.
So was there ever a time when you wanted to give up? Like, how many times were you like, this just isn't for me, I'm not going to make
100%,
it.
100%.
What was that process?
Yeah, I mean, like I stated before, when you see those red days, red weeks, red months, you're telling yourself, do I really want to continue to pour more money into this, and just, in Ace's words, keep digging a hole and try to climb out of it? So there was multiple times where I've put money in, started lose, and asked myself, do I want to do this, right? But then, you see these great influencers like Ace, like Duke, our exclusive analysts, just like, they're doing it. They're making money, right? Why can't I? What am I doing wrong to not make those type of returns, or those type of consistent returns, right? So that's where you want to, like, have that mindset of, I want to learn. It's been constantly, like, I've stayed up 2, 3 a.m. at night times just charting, back testing, like, why. We still do it, right? Why did I take this play, and why did I go red, and how can I fix that problem the next time that same play arises, right? So, I mean, like, just going back, learning, trying to refine those skills. What I personally did, I've talked to friends about it too, is, like, instead of just putting $1,000 in constantly and losing it, what I personally did, just to get good at it, is I saved up my capital while learning. And I had a large enough capital. Ace started with 2K, right? I started with 1,000, blew out of it. Then I saved up 15, 16K. So I started with a larger capital. That gave me enough capital, enough plays to go up front to go off of it, right? So it might work for some, it might not work for others. So that's what I did. Like, after losing a certain amount of money, let me learn more. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Restless nights, learning, having that capital build up, and then trading from there.
I want to make it known, everyone that is watching, more capital also doesn't associate more gains, right?
Right.
There's a lot more psychology attached to these bigger accounts, right? If you can't handle a $1,000 account, you're not going to be able to handle a $10,000 account. Amar is a special case. He knew exactly what steps he needed to take to get there, right? He wanted that buffer because he knew, hey, I can do this. I just need to make sure with my strategies that I have in place that if I need to hit an average down, as an example, he would still have that capital available to him without maybe saying, oh, I don't have the settled funds.
Right.
Right. So he is a special case. It is per person kind of thing. So don't get it twisted. You don't need $10,000 to get started in this space. Not saying
that. Yeah. That's just what worked for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. And everybody's experience is super different.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to dive in a little bit more into like the whole decision to go full time finally with this, right? Because obviously you were finding success, trading while working, right? I mean, it wasn't maybe as, you weren't trading as much as you would like or whatever, but you were kind of able to juggle both for a while. Right. So what was, I guess, like the final straw on your decision? What went into that decision? Like where you're finally like, you know what, I'm going to go balls to the wall here. I'm going to, risk it all and we're going to go full time with this.
Right. Before you even answer, I want to interrupt. Amar started off with that, what was it? 15, 20?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he started off with that bigger amount. And when I saw that end, when you're doing just a personal challenge, so he was just trying to grow his capital overall. He was already alerting for me. I trusted him as one of my students because I knew his analysis was on point. And I saw what your account ended up at, and I want you to touch on that because I feel like that was the huge driving factor as to why you're here today.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to get into a specific amount, but let's just say it was good enough to buy a house.
Right. Buy a car.
Buy a car.
Badass, bro.
Become full-time.
What a flex. What a flex.
Work for over 100 servers.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
So go into that decision. Like, I mean, obviously you made a bunch of money, so obviously maybe you got a little bit of like the freedom to make that decision, but
yeah, I mean,
like still a big move.
Yeah, having at least like a year of savings, like calculated all my expenses, at least having a year of savings just in case I need to fall back. But it's simple, right? Do I want to take a flight out tomorrow to I don't know, like Jamaica? Mm-hmm. And can I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
with a 9 to 5, you can't.
Right.
You can't. Right. It's all at the end of the day. I've always praised like time. Right. No amount of money is going to bring back that time that you lose. Right. So just having that time freedom and not having to worry about a boss, not having to worry about hitting your numbers at work. I go at my own pace. Simple as that.
I'm wondering if our members or our listeners are starting to recognize a little bit of a trend between the two of you, because he wasn't even here earlier when we recorded our episodes, and like we were talking about the same exact thing where it's like it's time value, right? And you trade money for time, right?
You know what it is, DJ? I feel like everyone always asks, what's the end goal, right? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself in 10, 15 years, or by the time you're done trading, right? What is that ultimate goal that you're searching for? Everyone always says freedom, but what about freedom?
What is freedom, right?
Exactly. What is freedom to you? To me, it's always been time. So I feel like getting that point across and seeing everyone say the exact same thing. I don't want to be stuck in that rat race of being the 9 to 5.
Right.
And I want to talk about this later on too, because I had a wake up moment with myself where I'm like, oh, wow. I can't be in this life. Like, I need to figure out something for myself to get me to that end goal.
Right.
So that'll be for later, but that's honestly amazing.
Yeah.
The fact that
simple
for you,
as that.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So talk about how your life has changed. Like, give some tangible examples of like what it looks like now versus what it looked like before. Like, give us an example of something sweet that you've done just like out of the blue for fun because you've got time now.
What time? You guys were gonna so time, like I wake up whenever I want. Well, 9:30. Well, 9 o'clock for trading. But I can.
You can take a day off if you want to.
Yeah, I can take a day whenever we want. Right. This vacation, 9 to 5, would have never happened. Right.
Just flying here for this to hang out.
Would have had to make sure you have vacation days or whatever the case is.
And now with like full time, you can just get up, come here.
And we can still trade on our phone, which we did.
Yeah, we were in a car together going to eat, and
how much you up?
206%.
Oh, I sold at 50. Look at this, 130. It's at 130.
130.
I sold at 50. You closed it?
Yeah. Yeah. SPX made 140%.
Yep.
Call it a day. in 10 minutes.
While fighting the awful Florida Verizon service. We were getting no signal. And he's like, oh, I got it's 200%. I can't close.
Yeah. But you see, as simple as that. Like I can get up and go whenever I want, right?
Yeah.
Wherever I want,
You're your
right?
boss.
I can work a day I want. I don't have to work the other day, right? Simple as that. Nothing special to it, right? That's freedom, like Ace talked about. That's what it is. It's just having enough time to make those memories, right? What are you going to leave behind, right?
Right.
To your kids.
That's awesome.
Memories or you working a 9 to 5 job, right?
Yep.
Simple as that.
Very good.
Very, very true.
So I was going to say, one of the questions that you kind of alluded to it already, like what is your end goal? Like what is your exit plan, right? So like some people are like, they got a certain dollar amount in their head, or they're like, a certain age that they're going to do stuff to, or, what's your exit plan right now? And what does that look like?
I haven't given much thought of the exit plan, but honestly, it's getting to a point where the money can work for me rather than me working for the money, right? Whatever the case might be, right? Whether having the rental properties or having enough on your portfolio where the dividends is just making you all your money, or the 68% that, SPY is going to bring you back. So having enough capital where I don't have to do anything and the money just does it for me, right? It could take 10 years. It could take 20 years. I don't have a set time. I don't have a set number yet. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to this more once I have a family, because I don't have a family yet. I am married, no family yet, but once the kids arrive, what kind of expenses and all that. So no number, no time. It's just a grind right now. But at the end goal is just to be, letting the money do the talking for you rather than you taking the money and doing the talking.
Within those 3 years, again, he just got married, guys, just got a house, just got a car. And he's still compounding his money today.
He's about to buy that bike.
No, you had a car, but you bought a new car during that same time frame.
He's about to buy that bike back again.
And there you go. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. So talk about why you chose to come exclusive with Stock Dads. Like what went into that decision?
So being in like 40, 50, hundreds of different servers, you're just too saturated. Right, you can't. Main goal for me is like where I came from. Someone else might be going through the same thing, right? Maybe they want to learn how to do this and all that. Being saturated, not able to answer questions for this server, not being able to answer for this server. Where at one big server, I can get to everyone. If I do a class, everyone can join, right? Where one server might get a class and the others might not, right? And it's just having one big community where you can do a class, everyone can join, everyone can learn together. That's the biggest thing. And then I just can't say no to trading with Ace, man. Come on. We've been doing it from day one. We've been doing
it for forever.
Yeah.
This is for all you guys listening. I brought Ace on, and then come to, as I learned more about, Ace's previous server and kind of what I was getting myself into by partnering with Ace, I kind of came to learn that Ace and Amar have kind of become like,
we're at the hip.
A and B, like A and B, like, partners in crime. And I was like, well, I can't have, like one of the double,
dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo. Yeah, there you go. I can't have just one of them. Right. So I was like, so let me look at more into this Amar guy.
Having Kobe without Shaq.
That's right. And
I'm Kobe.
So I started doing. Hey, I don't think there's a problem being Shaq either.
Maybe we can do a video of us playing basketball and see who's the real Kobe.
Oh, he's not ready for that.
We got an on-camera challenge. Right?
We do have an on-camera challenge. Listen,
if we get enough,
I don't want to break your ankles. That would just be rude at this point.
If we get enough likes, how about we do a challenge?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll put up like $1,000 to charity or something.
Down. Let's shake on it right here.
All right. I like that. You guys heard it here first. We got a $1,000 game, a one-on-one. Winner gives to charity.
Let's go.
That.
Well, we got to get, let's say, we got to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Done.
All right, let's do it.
Hit that subscribe button right now, guys. I'm trying to break his ankles. Hopefully his hands, he's still good to trade, but those ankles are done, buddy.
Those ankles are toast. All right. I like it. All
right.
We'll fly you back down here and we'll do it in person on Orlando Court. Yep, that's be good.
Let's do it.
When are you coming down to Florida?
I don't know. It's
to be determined.
To be determined.
Maybe in the future.
Mrs. is in the medical field, so depending on where her residency lands.
What does she do?
She's in med school right now.
What does she want to do? Like,
she doesn't know. She most likely anesthesiologist.
Nice.
I'm gonna be just floating in.
Yeah, I was gonna say you make some money over there.
Right. Maybe I can quit. Maybe that's the end point.
yeah, there you go. You don't need to trade anymore.
Right.
You're good, yeah.
So yeah, it all depends on where she lands her residency, and if it's in Florida, I'll be in Florida.
Dude, is there anybody that we can pull some strings with?
I know, honestly.
Stock Dads needs Amar down here.
Guys, comment down below if you have any strings to pull to get Amar down here with us.
I love it. Well, so tell them, you got plans. Do you guys want to have kids? Is that in the plans?
Yeah. Definitely want to have kids. Not right now, planning on having 2 kids. And then just having a small little family. Yeah. We're not looking for anything big. And just,
he's gonna end
having
up with
that time
octuplets or something.
Honestly,
first try.
I only want 2.
I hope not.
8 kids pop out.
I hope not.
John and Kate plus 8. Amar and I don't know your wife's name, but plus 8. That'd be wild.
And having the time to just travel around the world. We like traveling. Yeah,
that's awesome. Where's your dream vacation?
Dream vacation. I really want to go. So I'm really into that old school vibe. I really want to go Spain and Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Love.
Yeah.
Highly recommend, actually.
So that's the main, I think we're planning on March. We're going to Istanbul.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Dubai.
Do the whole air balloons.
Yeah. And then we'll go venture out to Europe and...
Definitely do that before you have kids, because once you do have kids, all of your vacations, you're going to want to just go to a resort and lay on the beach and just relax.
That's
all those touristy, let's go explore, those vacations become a lot less appealing when you have no time to ever sit and relax.
Yeah, that's the plan.
No, that sounds really cool.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's been awesome getting to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
It's been awesome getting to know you better.
Everyone, make sure to please subscribe. I'm trying to break some ankles.
Right.
I'll donate to whatever the top comment is in terms of charity.
There you go.
Because I know I'm winning.
Drop the charity that you guys want to see donated to, whichever one has the highest amount of likes in the comments.
I'll double it. Whatever. So if Amar's 1,000, I'll put 2.
Oh.
Wow. Now people are going to think it's fixed, How about
not if I win?
That's true. They won't think that.
That's very true.
No, I love it. All right. Well, cool. No, well, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. We appreciate having you in the community. I know our members love you and love your alerts and your challenge. You're going through a 2.5K to 10K challenge right now.
Yes, we are. In 4 days, we're up 30% now.
It's awesome, man.
And you just finished the challenge?
Just finished
We
one?
finished the challenge, yeah. We did a 5K to 25K where I lead my whole sheet out, when I'm scaling, when I'm getting out, how many cons I'm getting in. That took us about 31 trading days to do.
He beat Ace. He took 2.5.
I did have 5K. I did have 5K.
He started with 5K. 5K to 25K, 1K to 10K.
And
percentage-wise, I think I'm winning.
Yeah. Now we're doing a 2.5 to 10K.
Nice.
And then once this is finished, if we get enough people, let's do another one after we finish this one.
Let's not even tell them the amount. Let them find out inside of Stock Dads.
Yeah, we'll do another one once this is finished.
Nice. And this one is going to be big.
Yeah.
We spoke a little bit about this.
Yeah.
You guys are not ready for what's to come.
Yeah.
You're going to want to be a part of it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So with that, let's wrap it up. But thank you for being here. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Ace, thank you as always.
Of course.
Please subscribe. Please.
I can't go anywhere.
Please subscribe. Follow us on socials. If you aren't already in our Discord, jump in, get all the education and ideas that you could possibly want from guys like these right here and other exclusive analysts. We only bring the best of the best into Stock Dads.
Just don't DM me.
Just don't
Ping
DM
me in chat.
You can DM me.
Those days are past for
answer.
Ace. Now it's Amar's turn to be that.
No. I'll always answer.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, check us out, wap.com/StockDads. But thank you guys for watching and listening to the Stocks and Sandals podcast. I guess we're out. Thanks, Amar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amar.
That was a really touching moment we had there.
That was good.
Really good.
That was good.